Hello, class 9. Today, the chapter 14 Industrial Revolution and Capitalism and Socialism. Now, this is, we know that, very important chapter, and the Industrial Revolution is such type of an event which change the entire world. We change the entire world. Now, according to your syllabus, the first thing is, what is industrial revolution? The first thing we have to study is, what is industrial revolution? Now, answer is, the French Revolution and Industrial Revolution were the two most powerful movements affecting all the various classes and indeed everybody. Now, again, I am repeating the French Revolution and Industrial Revolution. Why I am mentioning the French Revolution? Because the French Revolution is also an important event. The French Revolution and Industrial Revolution were the two most powerful movements affecting all the various classes and indeed everybody. Now, the word revolution, what is the meaning of the term revolution? Why revolution is that term revolution is so important? Now, the word revolution means sudden and quiet shift. Quite, quiet. Swift, Swift, swift. Now, the Industrial Revolution ushered in the machine age or the mechanical age. The Industrial Revolution began in England close to 1750 AD. In less than 100 years, it resulted in revolutionary changes in all walks of life. Now, the Industrial Revolution began in England close to 1750 AD. In less than 100 years, it resulted in revolutionary changes in all walks of life. Now, next, the advantages of machine-made production were many. What are the advantages of machine-made production? Before that, all were handmade production. Now, after that, it changed into the machine-made production. What are the advantages of machine-made production? The advantages of machine-made productions were many. Goods could now be, after industrial revolution, goods could now be produced in immensely large quantities. As a result, many goods or services which earlier were within the reach of a few people could now be enjoyed by millions. But the new system of production, the factory system, because the industrial revolution was closely related with the factory system, had its bad effect also in the broader context of society. The capitalists were anxious to make as large profits as possible, and in order to do that, they exploited the working class. The capitalist class, the factory system, the factory production give rise to a new class in the society. That was the capitalist class. Now, that capitalist class exploited, the main criteria of the capitalist class was they started to exploit the working class. Now, communist and the socialist movements. Then the world experienced two types of the new movement. One, capitalist versus and the socialist movement. That is capitalism versus the socialism movement. Okay. Now, one thing now very important that in our syllabus we have a comparative study in between capitalism and socialism. Now, first of all, we have to study that what is capitalism? What is capitalism? Capitalism system refers to the economic system in which business and industries were owned by private individuals and not by the state. Now, my students, listen carefully. What is, as we are going to study a comparative study in between socialism and capitalism, first of all, we have to know what is capitalism. Capitalism system refers to the economic system in which business and industries were owned by private individuals and not by the state. The workers under this system do not own anything, they work for a wage. Now, in a capitalist system, the workers, they don't have anything, they don't own anything, only the wages. Now, the rise of socialism. What is socialism? Socialism, in fact, emerged as a reaction to capitalism. A capitalist system is marked by fantastic inequality in income and wealth, exploitation and mass misery. In the society, capitalism arose and still it exists, I think, and you should know, as long as the human civilization will exist, both the system, capitalism and socialism, a gap between the haves and haves not will exist in the society. Now, capitalism gives rise or gave rise to types of the characteristics feature in the society. One is exploitation and another is mass misery and inequality in income and wealth. There are various schools of socialism, but they are all united in ending capitalism and building a socialist society. Now, meaning of socialism. What is socialism? Socialism implies that the land and other instruments of production shall be the common property of the people and shall be used and governed by the people and for the people. That is, the socialism implies that the land and other instruments of production by which we acquire all the production, instruments of production shall be the common property of the people and shall be used and governed by the people and for the people. It is for the common people, not by any individual, but by the common mass. Now, so capitalism means the owner of the industry will be the private individuals, and socialism means the common people, not the individual. Now, comparative study of socialism and capitalism. Now, let us now discuss a comparative study in between socialism and capitalism. Now, first of all, number 1 point, private ownership versus state ownership. The first and the most important distinction between capitalism and socialism is that the means of production in a capitalist economy remain in private hands. The capitalist or the industrialist, the private hands, the private individuals, not by the common mass. The socialist thinkers hold that the material resources of the country, for example, land, coal, iron, railways, road transport, and banks, etc., should be nationalized, that is, brought under state control. That is the idea of the socialist thinkers. That is the common the material resources of the country, for example land, coal, iron, railways, road transport, and banks, etc., should be nationalized, that is, brought under state control. Number 2 point. This is, my students, I am discussing a comparative study in between socialism and capitalism. Market economy versus planned economy. The spirit of capitalism is market economy. Market economy. The main idea, the main theory, principle of capitalism is market economy. The economic life is organized according to the forces of demand and supply. The capitalists produce even those goods which are of no utility for the society. It leads to the wastage of valuable resources. The socialist, on the other hand, placed too much emphasis on a planned economy. That is, in a capitalism society, the main spirit is market economy. They don't give much emphasis on the much utility of the products. Ultimately the capitalist economy leads to the wastage of valuable resources. The socialist, on the other hand, places too much importance on a planned economy, So in a socialist economy, we don't have to face much wastage of the valuable resources. Now, number 3, profit maximization versus social cohesion. Now, my students, try to understand this point. Profit maximization is the main motive for an industrialist. Now, that is, in a capitalist economy, the main idea is to acquire profit, to get profit, much profit. Under a socialist economy, even such things shall be produced for the benefit of the poor and the needy, whose production cost more and yields lesser gains or no gains at all. So, what happened in a capitalist economy? Profit maximization is the main motive for the industrialist. In the socialist economy, such thing may be produced for the benefit of the poor and the needy. So the main importance in a socialist economy is the benefit for the poor and the needy. As a result of that, this production may cost much but give us much less gain, that is, or even no gain at all. That is, socialism is for the benefit of the poor, and capitalism is main importance, main emphasis of capitalist economy is to gain much more profit. So, the state, through fair price shops, sells goods even at a loss, that is, at a price which is less than it costs to produce some of the goods. So, the state, in a socialist economy, we have to face many shops at the rate of the fair price. Fair price, at a fixed price, not much higher price, and the aim is not to gain much profit but the benefit for all classes, especially the poor class of the society. Now, number 4, welfare activities versus no safety net. In a circus, a safety net is there for those performers who sometimes make a mistake that saves their life or limbs. So in society, the welfare activity helps you if you get into a difficult situation. Under a pure capitalist system, there is no provision for the welfare of such persons as cannot stand on their own feet, the unemployed, the poor, and the disabled. A socialist state, on the other hand, makes effective provision for public assistance in all such cases. So, in a capitalist society, there is no safety net, no safety measure for the benefit of the disabled, for the poor, and for the low income group. Capitalist actually means for the wealthy section of the society. But in a socialist economy, the main target is to give benefit to the poor and the needy sections of the people. Now, conclusion, setbacks to socialism. Socialism has no doubt a great moral strength. In a capitalist system, everyone thinks in terms of self interest, whereas in a socialist system, the spirit of collective interest is held supreme. Socialism has economic strength as well because the socialists tried to provide opportunities of employment or occupation to all. The target of socialism is the employment and occupation for all, and capitalism is for the interest of some wealthy section of the people in the society. But the replacement of private by state ownership tended to destroy the motivation for enterprise and hard work. Men generally work for private gain. Take away the right of an individual to acquire property, said the liberals, and you make an end of all progress. But one important setback of socialism is socialism destroys the tenacity, the strength of hard work. Because in a capitalist economy, the self-interest is very important. To gain the interest of individuals is given much more importance. So hard work to give benefit to those individuals who are motivated for high work is the main motto of capitalist economy. That's why in a socialist economy, hard work, the tenacity of doing hard work is very often destroyed. Men are very much, becoming lazy. They are not going for hard work. So in a capitalist economy means private economy. So there the tenacity of doing hard work is very often we can observe in the society that eventually leads to the progress of the society. So one of the good features of capitalism is society is heading for progress, and one of the main setback of socialism is the society is not progress so much because the tenacity, the tendency of hard work we cannot observe in the society. Okay, thank you my students up till this. Now in my next class I will tell you something regarding some points regarding the welfare state, and I will discuss some question answer. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, see you in my next class.